What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Thursday, April 15th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 4-game slate tonight. So let's take a look at the point guard position. I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Cameron Payne from the Phoenix Suns playing the Sacramento Kings, who have the 4th worst defense overall, and they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Cameron Payne has averaged 17 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 17 minutes per game with a 19% usage rate. But he scored 33, 19, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 22, 21, and 23 minutes. So he's outperforming his season average in both minutes played per game and fantasy points per game in the last 3 games. He's projected at 17.8 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score you 20 fantasy points or more in this matchup and get you 5 times value or more. He's $3,900 FanDuel salary, and he's $400 less on DraftKings. He scored 28 and 16 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Kings, and Vegas thinks there's going to be 230 points scored in this game. So it's a fantastic matchup. So I like Cameron Payne here versus the Sacramento Kings. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics playing the LA Lakers, who have a good defense overall, and they're middle of the pack defending opposing shooting guards. Marcus Smart has averaged 29.8 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. He scored 35, 26, and 47 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 36, 34, and 41 minutes. Now, I think he can score 35 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. He's $7,000 FanDuel salary, and he's $900 less on DraftKings. So I love that DraftKings price. He scored 25, 31, 22, and 29 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Lakers. Vegas thinks there's going to be 212 points scored in this game. So I like Marcus Smart here versus the LA Lakers. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Chris Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have a middle of the pack defense overall, and they give up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Chris Middleton has averaged 36.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. He scored 47 and 42 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 25 and 28 minutes. I think he can score 40 fantasy points or more, get you 5 times value or more. He's $7,800 FanDuel salary, and he's $500 more on DraftKings. He scored 40, 40, 30, and 35 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Hawks, and Vegas thinks there's going to be 228.5 points scored in this game. So I like Chris Middleton here versus the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the Golden State Warriors, who have the 9th worst defense overall, and they give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Kevin Love has averaged 22.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 21 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. But he scored 36, 32, and 25 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 26, 31, and 20 minutes. He's projected at 25.5 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 32 fantasy points or more now that he's playing 25 to 30 minutes a game. So that would be 5 times value or more. He's $6,300 FanDuel salary and $100 less on DraftKings. He scored 37 and 29 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Warriors. Vegas thinks there's going to be 225 points scored in this game. It's a great matchup, so I like Kevin Love here versus the Golden State Warriors.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the center position. Now, I had my eye on the Celtics centers, either Robert Williams or Tristan Thompson. They're both low salary, and Robert Williams is a point per minute monster who scored 29, 28, 27 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He's playing about 25 minutes a game now, so I like Robert Williams. He's $5,800 FanDuel salary and the same price on DraftKings, but I also like Tristan Thompson as a value play, who's only $4,200 FanDuel salary and $100 less on DraftKings. So the center that I like if you want to pay up here, the stud pick, is Clint Capela from the Atlanta Hawks playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. And although they've been pretty good versus opposing centers, Clint Capela has averaged 41.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 30 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. He scored 48, 41, and 41 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 34, 34, and 37 minutes. He's projected at 43.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. He's $9,000 FanDuel salary, and he's $100 less on DraftKings. He scored 39, 41, and 38 fantasy points in his last 3 games versus the Bucks, and Vegas thinks there's going to be 228.5 points scored in this game. So I like Clint Capela here versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.